Good evening, everyone. This is Sonia Ajantani, AIEF Global Ambassador. And well, today we are here for a webinar on to understand teens, because I think it's a very sensitive topic for all of us, because we all need to connect with this generation. And, we need to understand them, and to understand them and to connect with them, we need to know how we have to go about it. Yes. So please allow me to share my PPT. Are you all able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Understand teens.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Well, now what is this? Actually, we all have children of this age group, and we all try to connect with them in different ways. But have you ever thought that sometimes, our ways or the approach that we have towards these kids could be a little different from the expectations that they have from us? As we, being elders, adults, we also have expectations from them. We are actually, I think Sir is not able to join in. Yeah. It's not taking in more participants. Okay, fine. Yeah, sorry. So who are teens? Well, children who are in a transitional age or a phase of growth and development from childhood to adulthood are considered as teens. We all have learned about it. We've all discussed on this. Being teachers, being educators, being counselors, being parents, we do come across and we do have a connect with these age groups. Teens have lots of curiosity, mood swings, and also face changes. Yes, this age is such where, they undergo lots and lots of changes. And when they are undergoing changes, they have lots of mood swings also. They are very different from what actually they were. Because at times they get very curious with things. They come out with many questions. And being elders, at times it gets tough for us also to answer all their questions and meet their expectations. Because they might be hunting for a very different answer. But being elders, we have a thin line and we answer those questions based on that. Now, what is actually needed is, what is a family connect? See, when we are talking about teens, we need to understand that the children have to have a family connect. Okay, they need to connect with the family. There are two types of connects which are very important for them. One is family connect and one is school connect. They need to have both. Now, what happens when they are connected to the family? They have very good and strong relationships built. Because when you see people having good relationships, only then do you understand how it is. So when they are in a family, it's the purest form of relationship anyone can have. The way we need to express, we don't have to think twice before expressing ourselves when we are in family. The connect we can feel. See, when we have a child at home, a child is more secure when the child has parents around, grandparents around, siblings around. They're more comfortable, they're more secured, and they feel more good. They're easily expressible if they are very good connected to all of them. So we need to have this connectivity. I think there is someone who's using certain thing on the screen. If you could stop that, please. Okay, so it is easy for them to connect. So when a family is connected to a child, the child feels more secured. The growth, the development that a child gets, the upbringing the child gets is very different. We talk about the school connect. Now, being teachers, we need to understand that we are second parents for them, because the school is considered to be a second house. So we need to connect with the children in the very same way. If you could mute yourself, please, Monisha ma'am, please. No, it's okay, ma'am. No problem. Yeah. So when we are connecting, ma'am, Monisha ma'am, please mute yourselves, please. When we are connecting with students in school also, it is very important for us to understand all this, because they are spending half their day with us in school. It's a second home for them. They have lots of learnings from there also. They pick up many things, they adapt to few habits from there, the surrounding that they get. We need to make every child feel very special and oneness to it. We cannot say, okay, ये बच्चा मेरे बहुत दिल के पास है, ये बच्चे का मैं पूरा ध्यान रखूंगी, but this child, okay, what do you want? We cannot do that. We have to be equal to all children. We need to give an equal platform to all of them. Only can they grow and groom then from there. It is very important for us to connect, because most of the times when the children are not able to express themselves and connect themselves to us, what happens is they get into a loneliness, they get into a shell, they get into a depression mode. And to bring them out of that is very difficult, because we need to work a lot on it.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, please tell everyone to mute themselves. No, they are disturbing us.
Actually,
we are not getting you.
Yes, please, everybody mute yourselves, because it will get difficult for everybody to understand what we are talking about.
Yes, ma'am. We don't understand now what you are saying.
Yes, I request everyone to please mute.
Excuse me, ma'am. You yourself can mute all. Please do that.
Ma'am, I've already shared my screen. It will get difficult for me to come out. I'll have to move out of this and then mute everyone. Yeah. So we need to give them a proper support even in the classroom, as parents only, because we are second parents to them. So when we are giving them that support, we are grooming our child, and that helps them to grow emotionally also. And we can see that difference in their grooming when they perform in their class activities, in the academics they are doing, the co-curricular activities they take part in, because all this shows when they are happy with their heart, when they're happy souls, happy from inside, it shows in the performance that they give us also. So sometimes we have to go out of the way also and observe their behaviors. If a child is very good in the class, and sometimes he's lacking behind with certain things, all of a sudden there's a very drastic change in his behavior or his mood swings or his performance in the class, then I think it's a trigger, it's a sign that we need to talk to his parents in the PTM. We need to inform the parents, and we need to work it out together that what best we can do to bring him back to the way he was before, all this. So all these are certain small observations that we have to do. We only don't have to nag on the negative part of a child, we need to actually approach in a very positive way. Even if a child is doing something wrong, or we see that what he is doing is not the right way, we can sit down, hold his hand and tell him, Beta, wow, that's a nice try that you're giving. But you know what? This approach is a little different from what I expected. Why don't we do it in this way? Shikha ma'am, please. So we need to give this approach to them. It is very, very important because it plays a very important role. Now, reasons for connecting with teens. Why do we have to connect with them? Because we need to make them physically and emotionally strong. We need to give them that because we want them to be physically, mentally, and emotionally very strong. It helps them to strengthen the emotional bonds, because of which we are ready to take up life challenges with a smile. They will never feel the fear of, taking up challenges in life if they have a nice social connect, a emotional connect with parents and the teachers, or even with their friends, their siblings, their grandparents, for that sake, anybody whom they are comfortable with. It'll give them a new strength to take the challenges. They'll take it up. It helps children to make a concrete base to stand on their feet. They know that there is a backup, just a say, I'm there, beta, you at least give a try. I will always be there. Have you ever noticed when we were small, our parents used to teach us cycling? They used to hold the cycle at the back for us, and we used to learn pedaling it. But after some time, we used to pedal it thinking they're holding it, but actually they had left it. But that psychological thing in our mind, acha, Papa is holding this bicycle from back. I'm not going to fall. I'm not going to hurt myself in any way. That little thing that is there, gives them a booster. So this is what we need to make them believe in, that we are there with them. We can stand on their feet. If they are falling, we will hold them. We're there for them. It helps children to blossom holistically. Shikha ma'am, Anjali ma'am, please all of you mute yourselves. It makes children more confident and boosts their self-esteem. It helps them to make their self-confidence much better. So this is even more important for us. We need to build, see, throughout the lifetime, we're never going to be with the children. We need to understand that sometime, at some given point, they need to fight their battle on their own. Yes. And when they have to fight the battle on their own, they need to face the competition, the tough phases in life. They need to have that confidence in them and the trust in them. So if we show a trust in them, we build that confidence in them, it will help them for their futuristic goals also. Ways to connect with them. Spend quality time with them. Have healthy interactions at meals, Whenever you are having, try to have at least one meal in a day with them. Shikha ma'am, please mute yourself. Please, Shikha ma'am, there's a lot of disturbance from your side. Spend quality time with them. You need to give them time, Evening, even if you're a working woman or working parent or even being a teacher, sometimes if you feel the child is low, sit down with the child. It could be a fruit break. It could be a lunch break in school time. It could be a meal during the home time that you have with them. It could be an evening tea snack time. It could be a dinner time. Sit down on the table and talk to them. Tell them what happened with you throughout the day. Encourage them to come out with what they did throughout the day. Ask them what their day was like, what was their routine? How did they spend the day? Did they have a nice day? If the child is going to school in the morning, wish him good luck. Give him a smile and say, have a nice day. When the child is back, ask him how his day was. So all these are little things that we can really connect with them and bring them into a positive note, Be a good patient listener. It's not necessary that being elders, we only need to advise them or talk to them. It is even essential for us to listen to them. We need to hear out what they have to speak. We need to give them that liberty of voicing out their thoughts, their expressions, their views, what is going on in their mind. Do they have something? Involve them in little things, welcome their ideas. Involve them in the decisions and planning that is there. Like, for example, if you're getting a house renovated, ask the child, beta, what colors do you want in your room? These are new type of curtains. Would you like something like that in your room? How do you want your study unit to be? Why don't you come along with us and tell the designer how you want it? What's the color scheme that you're looking at? The child will feel very good, from inside. Wow, I'm being involved in all this. He'll feel good. He'll feel, yes, I'm worth something. I'm given that importance. There is a significance of my identity also at home. So involve them in these things. Show your trust. Show them that you trust them. Make them believe that. Praise their efforts and give them rewards for it. If the child is getting a good result, if the child has done good, or he's won a debate competition, or he's won an art and painting competition, he's done something good, he's given a good speech during his assembly in the school, or whatever it could be, a very small deed also, appreciate it. tap his back for it. You know, reward him with a treat. You could take him out for a meal. You could reward him with a pen. You could reward him with any little thing that will make them happy. You know, that will make them, okay, our efforts are being recognized. Give them a space to self-explore and discover their inner potentials also. We need to understand this. You know, every time we cannot say, do this, you're good at this, you do this, you do this, you do this. No, give them a space. Okay, go ahead. You want to try out? Okay, go ahead and try it out. Explore. See if you can do this. Try this also, you know, keep this option also. Help them to do such things. Help them to explore those things. Don't nag on their negative points. Don't only point out to the weaknesses that I told you you are not good at it. No, then why did you try this? I told you you will not be able to do it. I'll give you a small example. I had a counseling session once. The child had just completed her 12th. The parents came to me and said, ma'am, she wants to take up computer applications. She's done her 12th commerce. I said, that's really nice. What does she want to do it in computers? I asked the child what she wants to do. So the child told me, ma'am, I'm more interested in software and app designing and like, you know, game apps and all these things. So I told her, okay, that's a nice thing. Did you take up computers in 11th and 12th? She said, no, ma'am, my parents did not allow me to take it. And I said, why so? Her mother answered saying, ma'am, she is not that good, you know, she's not that intelligent. So we knew she will not cope up with it. We did not want her to take and like, you know, do it. I was a little surprised. I said, do you really have interest in computers? Yes, ma'am. Then I told her, okay, do one thing. You take up computers now as a certification course along with your bachelor's in computer applications. And, you know, side by side, do a little basic course also. So that will help you to, you know, come up to that level. She said, yes, ma'am, I would do that. Then I said, okay, I'll suggest you some very good colleges for computers and IT and computers. The best hub is going into the south of India. Her parents immediately said, ma'am, she's not capable. She will not look after herself. You know, she doesn't know how to stay alone. She will not manage everything. At that point, no, it triggered me. I said, ma'am, at least have faith in your own child. Trust the child at least if she wants to do something. You know, before she starts her life, only you're putting her down totally. The child will have no trust in her own potentials because she knows that, okay, my parents think I will not be able to do it. So I will not have the potential. I think I'm of no use. Like, you know, maybe my parents know me much better. But, you know, have you ever thought the child gets into a passive shell over there and the child leaves everything behind? Her dreams, her potential, everything to her side and thinks, okay, okay, ma'am, I think my parents think, so I will not be able to cope up. You give me some college nearby in Gujarat only, that will be much better. I said, beta, if you really want to make a career and competitive career, go towards the south of India. You have computer hub over there to do it. But you know, that thinking of the parents stopped the growth of the child. Even after so much of convincing and explaining them, they did not understand that the child had lots and lots of potential in her. And that could be really made out from the way the child was, you know, the body language, the expressions that the child was giving. It had already been that the child had taken it as her destiny, that she is not capable of anything in life. You know, that was the saddest part. I really felt bad that, you know, parents fail to understand their own children. So we really need to understand them. We need to make them believe that, yes, I am with you. Go ahead and do it. And believe me, failure is the first step to success. We all know this. And if they have a failure or two in life, they will really be successful because they know how to tackle things on them, you know, to take up that pressure. So we need to understand all this. Assure them you are always by their side. Now, what happens if we cannot connect? Outcomes when you can't connect with a child. Concentration problems, when you're not able to connect, when the child is not able to connect with anyone, then there are concentration problems. The child is not able to have a proper focus. The child is not able to concentrate on things. So we need to make that child understand. We need to get that focus with the child. So it is very important if we can connect with the child. The child starts feeling sad, depressed. So we need to see all these things, because these things are not good sign for a child. Fears and worries. If you happen to see a child, he's always under one fear. There's a worry. There's something bothering him behind his mind. Not able to concentrate on what they have to focus on, not able to do what they want to do. They're only thinking about, acha, this is my problem. I am not going to do anything. How am I going to come out of this? That thing makes them feel more low. And I think we need to bring them out. So these are the reasons why we need to connect with them, so that they don't get into any of these kind of things. Suicidal tendencies. One of the things that we are really coming across these days with young children, because what they feel is to end their life is the easiest way to get rid of everything. But this is not what it has to be. And believe me, after that, regretting is nothing. You cannot bring that life back to you. One child who commits suicide and then later you regret, oh, how I wish I had heard to what he had to say. Oh, how I wish I could have heard what his problem was, what he was going through. So sad. No, the child was so good. It's no use. All this thing is not going to bring the child back. You should have thought of this when the child was there, when the child was going through certain things. There were signs. The child was giving you warning signs that I am sad. I'm losing my concentration. I'm not able to focus. I need somebody to attend to me. I need somebody to hold me, give me an emotional hug. But at that time, we did not bother to do it. So what happens? These suicidal tendencies go on increasing in a child. And at the end, the child happens to commit suicide. Substance abuse is another thing that the children are going towards, is alcohol, drugs, pills, fags, cigarette smoking, because they feel that this is one way that they can keep their anxieties and depressions away. They feel that, it'll keep them involved and occupied with certain things, so they don't have to worry what is happening around them, and they are least bothered about it. But actually, we are leading them to these things. If we could have spent some time with them, if we had paid attention to them, heard to their talks, this would not have come. This situation would not arise in their life. Anger issues, yes, aggressive nature, what a child has. A child becomes very aggressive at times, because when the child is going on hearing to lots of negativity things, only negative, the child also gets aggressive. And after a point, what he feels is he breaks down to it and he starts backfiring. And that backfire comes only not on us, but it comes on everybody. It could be a heated argument with the teachers. It could be a heated argument with the grandparents. It could be heated arguments with siblings. It could even come up with raising hand on somebody and beating up somebody, tiff with somebody. All these things can be a reason. So these are the outcomes of what happens when we are not able to connect with our child. So it is very, very important that we need to understand that we need to connect with the child at the right time, because only then can we stop them from getting into all these evil things or negative things in life. If we really want a holistic grooming for a child, we need to take the first step. We need to be friends with them. More than a parent, more than an adamant parent or a parent who gives them, command. You need to sleep at 8 o'clock. You need to have this. You need to study for so many hours. Be good friends with them. Hey, what happened today? You're not studying? No, I'm not in a mood today. Hey, cool. It's okay. Chal, let's go watch a movie. We'll do it tomorrow. Sit down tomorrow and study. Will that be okay? Oh, yes, ma'am. Sometimes we have to go out of the way and do it. Even in class, we need to follow such things with children. If they're not in a mood, or they are you feel that it's getting very stressful for them, play a small game with them. Make the moment a little light for them. Involve in a interactive session with them. Bring them back into that mood of having a class. So all these things are, efforts that we really need to put in as teachers and parents. Thank you. The presentation ends here, and you can all come out with your questions now for it. Yes, I'll just stop sharing the screen. Yes. Yes, now you can unmute yourself and come up with question answers.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Can I ask a question or someone else is asking?
No, you can please go ahead. You're most welcome to ask. Please ask.
Ma'am, sometimes students of like class 10 to 12,
Yes.
they get rigid about their behavior. They don't behave well with the teachers, and the parents also complain the same thing. And what you have said, that like discussing with them, giving them a positive aspect, doesn't help us in the school. What should we do
See, ma'am, only
in
thing
that
is,
kind of student?
okay. Thank you for the question. Ma'am, first of all, what we need to understand is, was the child like this from the very beginning? Was the child like this only throughout? Or has that behavior come into him from some time back? We need to understand the grassroots level. And maybe the problem is not in school. It could be a reason at home also, and the frustration is coming out over here. Because, the child will come out with these things only where he is easily able to give it backfire things. Understand what I'm trying to say? Maybe he is not getting.
Ma'am, I think we should counsel their parents also.
Yes, it is important. That is why I said, when you have different signs of a child's behavior in the class, you need to notice it and understand why this happened with the child. Instead of making a judgment.
Ma'am, like lack,
yeah,
they are having lack of concentration. They don't pay attention while we are teaching in the classroom. They keep talking with others.
Yes.
And they reply back to teacher also. This kind of students.
Yes. That is, what, ma'am, we need to understand what exactly the child is going through. Sometimes we need to talk to the child and talk to the child, and then you can even involve the parents in the PTM, to discuss the same with them. Because sometimes, the children might not be very open in front of the parents because the problem must have been from home only. Okay, so they will not open up and talk to you. But if you have a very good bonding with the child, if the child is very comfortable with you, he might open up with you. The child might tell you that, ma'am, this is the reason. Because sometimes, yeah.
Ma'am, we should deal with them like softly or hardly by punishment.
No, punishment is no thing to it, ma'am. It is always better that you have a good positive talk with them, a polite talk with them. Because punishment is going to make them more aggressive. Punishment will make them more aggressive.
Yes, ma'am.
They will take your punishment once or twice. The third time they will rebel to your punishment also. So we will lead them to the most negative part of the life.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, so we need to bring them back into a positivity aura. So to bring them back into the positivity aura, we need to be polite with them. That is why I said we need to give patient ears to them. Listen to what they have to tell. Maybe what they're talking and the way they're approaching things might have been wrong. But to make them understand that they were wrong also, we need to have a polite approach to them.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, there's a question in the chat box, how to make teenagers understand with anger increasing. So how can we calm them? Well, see, the anger could be due to, if they're not able to perform. Sometimes they're not happy with their own performance. Sometimes due to the puberty age that they are in also, they have lots of anger issues in them. It's not always necessary that they're facing a problem or there is a problem from school or at home that they come into anger issues. Sometimes the hormonal changes also bring anger issues in a child. The child gets very hyperactive, the child becomes very aggressive.